Agent, the East Mall is under attack.
System curtailed. Hostile explosive seeker mine. System back online.
What's up, Division 2 agents? Welcome back to the channel. This is Dwerewolf Gaming, and today we're going to be taking a look at the first Bloom assault rifle. Now this gun is amazing, primarily because of the talent, but we will cover that a little bit more. You can pick this gun up during the Cherry Blossom event, so don't miss out on it. Now this gun, when it first came out, a lot of folks were confused about the talent, but the main goal in this channel is to always keep things simple. I never want to confuse any gamers, and that's why a lot of times I show you the gameplay. I explain to you a little bit what the talent does, and that's it. We don't do a whole lot of deep diving into anything, because at the end of the day, on this channel, we just focus, primarily on gameplay. And if something works, I show it to you. Now, the main thing on this talent is that it is amplified damage, and if you're not familiar with amplified damage, that means the damage is multiplicative, and it basically boosts all your damage output after everything else has been calculated, such as critical hit damage, weapon damage, and any other damage type. So if you take anything or remember anything I just said, just remember that amplified damage is very important in Division 2. Now, in today's video, we're going to focus on what makes this assault rifle truly a blast to use. And I will also share a build that I'm using. We'll also tackle a tier 5 escalation run solo, just to prove to you that this weapon works great in all level of content in this game. This is Dwerewolf Gaming, and let's get into it. Alright agents, so again, the star of the show is the first Bloom assault rifle. This gun is amazing. I do enjoy any weapon that you can get amplified damage. Now, as you can see, this is prototype, and I did manage to get the echo augment on this gun, which every bullet fired has a 1.2% chance to deal its damage twice. So that's great. And as far as the core attributes, it did max out that health damage for me, gave me 31.5% increase in health damage. And I do recommend, if you can get that third attribute, roll to damage the target out of cover or damage to armor, whichever one you prefer. Alright, the talent is what truly shines. Basically, agents, just keep in mind that the talent is called Bloom Blossom Harvest, and it amplifies weapon damage by 3.3% for each 10% of combined armor and health the enemy has remaining. And the mods we do have on this build is a 5% critical hit chance, 10% critical hit damage, and 15 rounds in the magazine. Now, you can obtain this weapon. You may even get lucky and get the prototype version from this vendor right here in the White House. And those keys that you get from taking out those enemies, you can use the keys to be able to get a chance of, you can get the regular version of this weapon or even the prototype version of this weapon. As far as our secondary, we will be using a variety of different weapons, because the build I use in the open world is a little different than what I use in the escalations, and I do change my weapons and items depending on the situation. Now, the Scorpio shotgun is one of my favorite, because it's great for those rogue agents and those hunters, but the talent is what truly shines. It's called Septic Shock, and shooting a target applies stacks of venom, which lasts for 10 seconds. Increasing stacks adds more severe debuffs to the target. At 2 stacks, you apply poison. At 4 stacks, you disorient. At 6, you apply shock. At 9, they take 20% additional damage from all sources, but stacks no longer increase. The duration of the status effects is based on the percentage of pellets that hit the target. Some other weapons you will see me using is the military MK46, and this is the replica, because I did craft this from here. But as you can see, this gun is it's pretty good. I enjoy LMGs, and they're very powerful in in-game content. Now, the augment I did get is the one that increases health by 5% of your total armor, and I will re-roll that at some point. Now, I did luck out and got 2 of my core attributes max. That is that 17% damage to target out of cover. And I did get that 9% damage to armor, which is great. The talent is called Frenzy. And basically for every 10 bullets in the magazine capacity, you gain plus 3% increase in rate of fire rate and 3% increase in weapon damage for 9 seconds when reloading from empty. So keep in mind, you don't want to reload all early agents. Just make sure you wait till the magazine is fully ran out. Now, the mods we do have in this gun is 10% critical hit damage, plus 50 rounds and a 5% critical hit chance mod, and another 10% critical hit damage mod. Like I said, I will be using a variety of different weapons. For our sidearm agents, we don't really change it. It is the quick step pistol, and we use it for that talent sport mode, which basically gives you 20% increase in movement speed. But this does not scale with any other movement speed bonuses in the game. For the gear set, we are utilizing 4 pieces of the Striker's battle gear. As far as the attributes, we're going for critical hit chance and critical hit damage everywhere. And also agents, we do have the Striker's battle gear mask on. And the augment we did get on this mask was basically Paradox, and it provides a 1.5% chance of refilling your magazine by 2 for each bullet fired. And also the core attribute, it did max that out for me of 22.5% with a 6% critical hit chance attribute. We do have the brand set unit alloys equalizer chest, which one piece gives you 5% increase in rate of fire, and the talent basically gives us a status effect. Every bullet hit has a 0.5% chance to apply a random status effect. Does have a cooldown of 5 seconds. Now, the attribute that it did boost up for me on this chest was that critical hit chance, sit right there at 9%, and we do have 2 12% critical hit damage attributes on this chest. The talent is what truly shines. It's called Perfect Obliterate, and critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 10 seconds. This stacks up to 24 times, so that's 24% increase in weapon damage you can get. For the holster, we did get the talent that basically provides a 2.5% chance of reducing skill cooldowns by 0.2 seconds for each bullet that hit. Does have a 2.5% increase with cooldown reduction chance. Now, the core attribute we do have is 22.5% increase in weapon damage, and we do have a 6% critical hit chance attribute. For the knee pads agents, we do have the status effect talent again, and for the core attribute we did have weapon damage core, and it did boost our critical hit chance attribute to 9%. The gloves, the 4th piece of the Striker set, we did get the talent Quantum, and this provides a 1% chance, the augment actually, to become immune to damage for 2 seconds. This bonus cannot refresh while it is active, so that's great. And for the core attribute, we did get a 22.5% increase in weapon damage boost, and for the attribute, we do have a 6% critical hit chance. For the backpack, it is the exotic backpack, the Memento. It comes with all 3 cores, that is weapon damage, armor, and a skill tier. And we do have a 12% critical hit damage attribute. Now, this backpack basically it comes with 2 buffs. It gives you a short and long term buff, and the inscription reads, enemies you kill drop a trophy on death. Collecting trophies provides both a short and long term buff. The first one scales with the number of core attributes equipped, and this lasts for 10 seconds. So this is your short term buff. On my build, I do have 6 red cores, so each time I pick up a trophy, that is 30% increase in weapon damage, 10% bonus armor, and 5% increase in skill efficiency. The long-term buff is for every trophy collected, you gain an additional plus 1% weapon damage, plus 1% skill efficiency, and 0.1% armor regeneration for 300 seconds. Now, at max stack, you will have basically 30% increase in weapon damage, 30% increase in skill efficiency, and 3% armor regeneration. Keep in mind this lasts for 5 minutes. Each time you pick up a trophy, it does refresh the long-term buff. This is another version of this build that I run when I run escalations. Keep in mind I do change this up a lot during my gameplay as well, depending on the situations and the enemies I'm fighting. Now, we did have the Hollow Man mask on at one point, and this is great because it boosts up your health damage as well. And the passive we did get on this was it basically provides a 1% chance of becoming immune to damage as well. Now, as you can see, it did buff up that health damage. It gave me 21% increase in health damage, and we do have 6% critical hit chance attribute and a 12% critical hit damage attribute on this mask. Now, we do wear the Striker's Battle Gear chest when we do have this Y'all mask on with a Hollow Man mask. And for the core attribute, we do have a weapon damage core. And one other thing I did forget to mention is the talent on the chest. It basically boosts the amount of stacks you get from Striker's Gamble. It increases max stacks from 100 to 200, so that's overall more damage. Keep in mind it does take longer to build up those stacks though. Everything else on the build as far as the holster stayed the same, and we did change the gloves though to the Overdark exotic gloves. We use these sometimes in the escalations, and basically if you're not familiar with these gloves, It comes with weapon damage and it comes with critical hit chance, critical hit damage, but the talent is what truly shines. It's called Weakest Link. This amplifies weapon damage by 30% to the lowest ranking enemies while you're in combat according to the tier hierarchy. So you basically want to start at tier 3, work your way up. Another set of gloves that I do enjoy using in Escalation is the Exodus gloves. These gloves are amazing as well. It does come with all weapon damage type cores. For example, you get weapon damage, and the attributes are the critical hit chance or critical hit damage. Now the talent is called Smoke Screen. On armor break, it drops a smoke bomb at your feet, concealing you from enemies for 3 seconds. It does have a cooldown of 40 seconds. Keep in mind it will also be repairing your armor as well. So this is great. It adds you a little extra survivability when you're playing Escalations or any level of content in this game. For the backpack with this setup here, we will be using the Striker's backpack, which is amazing as well. And the talent on this one, it basically provides a 2.5% chance of reducing skill cooldowns by 0.2 seconds. The backpack is amazing as well, and this is prototype. As you can see, it did give us that 18% critical hit damage, which is great. We do have a 6% critical hit chance attribute on this backpack. Now the talent on the backpack is amazing because basically it's called risk management, and this increases total weapon damage gain per stack from Striker's Gamble from 0.65 to 0.90. Depending on what I'm doing, I often do use the equalizer chest. You can put on the Contractor's gloves. They work great as well. Boosts up your LMG damage if you're using the LMG. And this opens up another exotic slot so you can wear something such as the Coyote's Mask. The Coyote's Mask is great because it helps boost up not just your damage but overall team damage. Basically the talent is called Pack Instincts, and you and your allies gain a bonus based on the distance you are from the last enemy you hit. So from 0 to 15 meters, you're getting 25% increase in critical hit damage. From 15 to 25, you're getting 10% critical hit chance and 10% critical hit damage. And 25 meters on out, you're getting 25% increase in critical hit chance. Now the skills, you will see I will use a variety of different skills. I often use the shock traps if it is areas within the missions where those enemies will be getting close to me. I'll use the shock trap, and basically what it does is scatters minefields of traps around, and it will shock those enemies and keep them in place so you can damage them. Of course, we're going to be using the Revival Hive to get a second chance if we go down, and to decoy some as well to draw some of that aggro off you while you deal damage. Now another one of my favorite skills to use is the Scanner Pulse or even the Banshee Pulse. The Scanner Pulse is great because it allows you to locate those enemies, especially when you're in this game. It will give you a tactical advantage because you can see where they're at and go at them before giving them a chance to go at you. Now the Banshee Pulse is great as well because it launches a fork arc of pulse energy that disorients enemies caught in the wave, and it can also penetrate the cover as well. Now those enemies that are hiding, they do a lot of hiding in Escalations and legendary content, it can get them out of cover, so that's great. Modifiers. We did change our active modifier to optimize overload, and basically what this does is it reduces your active skill cooldowns by 54%, and at level 5 it permanently increases all base module stacks by 1, and on activation skills are also overcharged for 14 seconds. Keep in mind this, we wasn't running the skill build, but this does work great because it will help you get your Revival Hive back faster if you go down. As far as the passive modifiers, we did not change from the previous video. We do have split defense, which this decreases defense stacks by 15 but increases offensive and utility stacks by 10. We are using compressed defense, and this decreased defense stacks by 10, but each defense stack is 50% more potent when calculating the effective status effect, so essentially just making it more efficient. Now, and we are using the nullify passive modifier as well, which basically reverses any value changes that have been applied to the lowest module stacks to basically balance out these modifiers. And as you can see, we got 30% increase in weapon handling, 33.75% max armor with 30% increase in skill damage. Even though we aren't using a skill that really does damage, I do use my turret assault drone and turret from time to time, so this works great whenever I pull those out. Now our weapon stats will change a good bit depending on what setup I'm using, but with the first bloom assault rifle, we do have 57% critical hit chance with 109% critical hit damage. That's pretty decent considering we are wearing a Striker's gear set. We do have 75% headshot damage. Alright, so let's take a look at our class specialization. We are using the gunner for the passives, but every third reload is 50% faster. And also armor kits repair 100% of your armor and grants 30% bonus armor for 10 seconds. That can come in clutch in certain situations to help get you to safety. Another thing is that stands out is that killing an enemy grants 10% armor back on the kill, which is amazing. And this is the only class specialization where you will have access to the Banshee Pulse. Some other passives that are amazing is the supply line. You generate 10% of your total ammo capacity every 60 seconds, and party members recover 5%. In escalations, you can run out of ammo, and you get barrage talent. Your rate of fire is increased by 5%, only kill for 5 seconds. The emplacement talent is great because you will get 10% increase in weapon handling when you remain motionlessly for at least 1 second. Another thing, agents, is don't forget to equip the correct weapon element. Whenever you change your build up, just make sure you go back to the White House and change whatever weapons you're using. That way you won't be leaving 15% increase in weapon damage on the table, because it can make a difference in your time to kill. As always, agents, these builds are just templates, things I'm using. You never have to use what I'm using. I'm just showing you what works great for me. I always change up these builds to fit your play style. So I do want to give a big thank you to everyone that continues to support me on the channel, especially those who always have something positive to say. I really do appreciate you for your valued time and continued support. As always, agents, stay strong, stay sharp. Dwerewolf gaming out.
Serious trauma detected. Agent down.
DCD's data analysis lab is just ahead.
Data transfer initiated. Data transfer completed.